So today in the Netherlands, I had the somewhat rare opportunity to test drive the Model Y Juniper, the 2025 standard all-wheel drive edition, not the launch edition, which is only available in the States. And thanks to someone canceling their 3 o'clock reservation, I was able to slide in. And the Tesla showroom also needed help getting the vehicle charged. So I took that upon myself to go and do that for them and experience what charging the new Juniper is like. And other than having a little bit of trouble initially trying to get it to charge and then unplug from the Y's adapter, everything went smoothly. All right, taking my first test drive in the new Model Y 2025 Juniper here in the Netherlands, and I'm also going to go and charge it for the Tesla dealership, which asked me to do them a favor because they forgot to charge it. So here we go. I'll tell you what it was like after I'm done. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, I don't think you can hear me right now, or sorry, see me right now, but I am test driving the new Model Y. And so far so good. Loving having a turn stock. It feels not too different than the old one. I think the seating position, just because the seats seem a little bit more bolstered, is better. It's great visibility. The battery's currently preconditioning right now as I head a few kilometers to the nearest supercharger, and I'll let you know how that goes. But so far, first impressions are it feels familiar, it feels plenty peppy. This is the all-wheel drive model that's not available in Europe yet, or the United States. It is what do they call it? Not reveal model, but it's just this, standard all-wheel drive, and pretty exciting to be behind the wheel of something that's not really available or test drivable in the States. The build quality looks pretty good. I see some things that bother me a little bit, but that might be because these are demos. I noticed in the one that they have inside the showroom that one of the seals around the door frame looked like it had peeled just a little bit. That's pretty minor, very easy fix. You could even do that at home. On this one, it looks like the one I'm driving, that the speaker grill could use a little bit of tightening up. It just looks like a little bit off center, but maybe that's just the position of the seat that I have. But anyway, again, feels very familiar, feels very comfortable. I think the seats in this version are more comfortable. Everything feels, very clean look. We'll see what it's like to take this thing to a supercharger, which I've never done before in my life. I've never charged an electric vehicle, so this is going to be a new experience, and I hope you all will bear with me. Anyway, it's it's nice. The steering wheel feels a little less chunky than the outgoing Model Y, so it seems like it's a little bit thinner. I can't say that I like that, any less. It is, what it is. It's not better. It's not worse. It's interesting that we've got the piece of fabric on the dash now. There's no choice for, wood or some other textile or the carbon fiber that will, I'm sure, come on the performance variant of the new Y Juniper. But it's plenty peppy without being too much so. Feels very sure-footed. It's very quiet. It's not thumpy. I have everything in sort of the standard driving modes now. It definitely feels like an SUV. It is certainly, I think it looks like it's a little bit higher off the ground. Like there's a little bit more ground clearance. I noticed that there's an off-road assist option in the menu, so I'm curious what that's all about. But perhaps this Y will be able to do a little bit, more off-road, so that when and if you take a camping or something like that, it's all the more capable. But the one pedal driving is super familiar. I love it. I think it's great. I am, just making my way towards the Supercharger. That's going to be an interesting experience. I hope you guys bear with me on that front. But right now, all I can hear is the battery preconditioning that's taking place for the most part. There's a little bit of noise outside the car. I'm purposely not running the stereo so that I can hear just how quiet it is, and I think it's plenty quiet. It's not as quiet as I thought it would be. For right now, it doesn't sound like it's dramatically more quiet than the outgoing Y, but we'll see. I think the visibility remains great. You can't even really see the hood is not a distraction, I'll put it that way. Neither are the windshield wipers. That's a little speed alert that I have set. That's what that chime was. I'm only getting to test drive this because the person who was supposed to test drive this at 3 o'clock didn't show up, and I'd been hanging out at the showroom taking pictures and kind of checking things out, and it's just a great, really large showroom, one of the largest I've seen here in Europe for sure, but just in general, it's here in the Hague. And they were super friendly, very honest with me.
In 200 meters, bear left onto Ypenburg Station Suite.
About they've seen a dip in sales and interest since all the drama back in the States. So that is making things more challenging for them. It definitely
now
has
bear left onto Ypenburg Station Suite.
Only been it's only been a short while that the vehicle has been in the showroom. But like I said, it was just a trickle of people that came in to see it. I kind of expected that I would be fighting with more. I certainly didn't think that I would get to test drive the vehicle without a reservation, and I certainly didn't think that Tesla would just be letting me go and supercharge the vehicle for them. But great experience for me to know what that's like.
In 200 meters, turn right to stay on Ypenburg Station Suite.
Come along with me as I have that first time experience. It really handles nicely. It's definitely more quiet than the outgoing Model Y, I think, and it's a little less thumpy in terms of that sound when it goes over terrain. The suspension feels a little bit more forgiving without being dramatically different. Anyone who's driven a Y before will know that this instantly feels familiar and enjoyable. So that's pretty cool. But if you're cross shopping against the old Model Y, given the savings on that, I think you'd really have to take a hard look at upgrading. The new one, sure, it will draw attention and some second looks, but maybe some negative attention too. And if you buy an old one, people probably don't know when you bought it. So if you're trying to keep a low profile but still drive a Model Y or a Tesla in these challenging times, it's certainly worth looking at these discounts. I think everything feels a little bit more snappy too. I'm noticing that just the visuals on the autopilot features seem a little bit more zippy, a little bit more detailed, very little lag. Alright, so pulled up to Supercharger that was out of order, and it is not charging, and I'm having a hard time getting the thing out of the charging dock, so this is fun. Alright, after several minutes of stress trying to figure out how to disconnect a charging cord from the port on the new Tesla Model Y, I figured that out after calling customer service. They were great. Apparently you can do that by just hitting the charging port door icon on your screen, in case anybody doesn't already know that. I'm sure most of you already do, but this is a first time experience for me. I'm now charging. I was at 20%. Shortly after plugging in, I'm already at 21%. So we are charging. I'm probably going to be late getting this back to the dealership, or rather the showroom. They're not going to be super pleased, but hey, they wanted some juice and I am delivering. We're already at 22% and I've only been talking to you guys for 48 seconds, so not too bad. All right, so I've only been here for about 3 minutes and some change, and I moved from a 30-minute charge from 20% to 80%. Now there's only 25 minutes remaining. I'm already at 34%. I was only here for 3 minutes and some change. So it's charging pretty quick on the Supercharger. Really excited about that. Nice to see that it can charge, really quickly and get some juice back. So I'm gonna leave here in just a minute. Hopefully that's just enough juice for the showroom and I won't get in trouble for keeping the car out too long. But more details when I return from the test drive, but pretty happy about what I'm experiencing so far. Okay, so we are experiencing the new Model Y Juniper in its all-wheel drive standard configuration, not the special model that is back in the States. I forget what it's called, forgive me, but really enjoying the experience despite a little bit of a hiccup at the Supercharger, but was really happy to see this car move from 20% state of charge to 42% state of charge in just a couple minutes. So that in and of itself was better than I expected, but more on that later as we continue this test drive. Acceleration is plenty quick, handling feels great, everything feels pretty familiar. Steering wheel is not as thick as the old one, but is more comfortable in the hand, I think. I think this car would feel great on a long commute or a road trip. I'll be very curious to see how the battery performance is in this version, but at least on the charging front, it charges pretty quickly. Even though this is supposed to have a better stereo, I'm not sure that I noticed that great of a difference. I mean, the Tesla audio is always, pretty fantastic. I'm right behind a standard Model Y. Man, this thing can get up and go.
In 200 meters, bear right onto Ypenburg's Boslar.
The sun visor is great. Easy to grab. I kind of like the angle on it, that it's easy to grab with your fingertips. There's a little notch in it, so it fits snugly against the space between the sunroof and the crossbar. That may be the same on the old one, I don't remember, but it's just one of those little things. Yeah, plenty quiet. Can definitely feel the road, which is good. Can hear the tires on the road. So at least in this version that I'm driving, I don't know if it has all the acoustic glass that the model that's released in the States, the Reveal model. Forgive me, I'm gonna have to keep providing an asterisk in the video of what the model is called, the Reveal model, or early entry model. No, go ahead and laugh at me. I cannot remember it for the life of me. But they don't sell it here in Europe, or at least in the Netherlands. What they do have is pre-orders available for the standard all-wheel drive model, which seems plenty special to me. I mean, what do you get with the one in the States? I mean, I suppose the biggest benefit is getting it with self-driving included, and most of the serious reviewers have said that full self-driving is not ready for prime time, and autopilot is plenty. So that's what I would be doing anyway. So I'd be paying for a feature I don't need. And other than that, what do I get? Puddle lights and a couple plastic placards that tell me that I have something that someone else doesn't. I don't know that that's enough to move me, but I've also noticed that that version isn't fully sold out yet. They've only got the models with the black interior. Man, does this thing get up and go really smoothly. It's not, it's not obnoxious.
Now turn right onto Laan van Hemweg.
I still have a hard time getting used to having the speed that I'm moving at, and the right screen. I suppose I'll get used to that. I just went over some
now turn left onto Laan van Dielen.
Rail tracks, and that was fine. Corners like it's on rails itself. Very smooth, very quiet. So that's it. Really quick test drive, relatively speaking. I got the full experience, charging as well as handling. Feels very familiar. A minor upgrade all around, but a really good one, I think. And it's back in the mix for me. So more to come. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments.